Good morning, Plymouth North students. Welcome to the third annual Plymouth North Founders Cup Chess Championship between Sebastian Kazakov and Will Palmer. I'm Quinn Hales. Joined with me is Brady Meister, and we are.
All right, Quinn, we do see a rematch here today in the finals for the second year in a row. Last year, the championship was taken by Sebastian for his first win. Will won his first year as a freshman, so both have one championship under their belt. We're ready to see who can put a second one there today.
Yeah, it should be a good game today. You know, we have Sebastian. He was a freshman last year, won. Now they're battling again as a junior and a sophomore. I'm not sure who's going to win.
No kid has ever put their name on that trophy twice, so it's going to be a awesome match here today, and we're going to see history.
Yeah, and speaking of our associates, Finn Andran was in the semifinals. He got eliminated by Sebastian. And Davis White made it pretty far. He was eliminated by
Nolan
Murphy, who made it to the obscene powerhouse.
All right. So we do see, and it's great to see all these kids coming out and support Will and Sebastian. First move.
Will Palmer playing as White as he is the higher-ranked player. A lot of chess players like to play White because you can start first, but there's some strategy for players who go second too. You know, starting as the black pieces of the move should matter that much. Now we're going live to our associates in the analysis room, Davis White and Finn Handran.
Hey guys. All right. So as this game is starting, we've already got a lot going on. He likes to keep his king safe on the right and move his army out on the left. Meanwhile, Sebastian always starts right here. He builds a big fortress around his king. So this is kind of what we expected to happen. But these are two very strong players, and I think this game could absolutely.
So tell me, Finn, you said this move right here was called the fuzz defense?
Yeah, that's what Sebastian calls it. You know, it's not.
Could you tell me the benefits of this defense?
Yeah, I can. So one of the benefits here is you get this is your bishop. You get this on this super long and you'll also notice that he's gonna use another part of this bishop, and this knight here is you're gonna want to basically make your king as safe as possible because the king is the most important piece. You got to keep that safe, but we'll see if he's able to do it.
Good insight by Finn.
All right, thank you guys. That was really appreciated. Help start the game as we see Sebastian taking his second pawn. This game going tight so far.
Yeah, both players start off. They usually play fast. Both players start off playing fast. It's slowed down the pace quite a bit now. Both players got 12 minutes on the clock. Sebastian's down to 10:41 and ticking. Will Palmer still has 11 minutes 9 seconds. Sebastian, really analyzing his options.
Chess is one of my favorite games because you could be bad at it and playing a bad person. It's still fun, just as fun as when you're in this high tense situation as they are right now.
Yeah, I don't know any experience being bad on it. I don't play in this tournament because I don't want to make everyone feel bad. I don't want to come out of retirement, but
I feel like you got eliminated.
We have it's just a good matchup today. We have two top seeds. Speaking of Finn, going back to Finn and Davis in the booth.
All right, yeah, so we've got some interesting developments going on here. Sebastian, this is his queen right here. He immediately moved down to take one of Will's pawns. So as you can see, Will has taken 2 of Sebastian's pieces, and Sebastian actually has taken 3. So right now, Sebastian is pieces left, still completely up in the air. One of the benefits of Will actually losing this piece here is that now he has his rook right here is going to be able to put pressure on Sebastian's queen. So you're going to see he's got this powerful rook lined up that can attack this knight here, which is just not contributing to the game at all. But it is important to note he does have the early lead.
So it looks like Sebastian's going really into the offense part of the game.
Yeah.
Thank you to Finn and Davis. We have got a big crowd today. Some celebrity appearances in the crowd. We have that Friday and Saturday night, 7 p.m. Tickets are online
for sale, and we also have.
Later tonight, we have the Teachers vs. Students Basketball Showdown from 5 to 7 p.m., run by the junior class. Tickets are $3 at the door. It's going to be a good game. We have a good assembly of teachers there, and we have the Plymouth North boys and girls varsity basketball teams.
All right, thank you, Quinn. I'm really excited. Quinn, my money's on Will Palmer. Don't tell it.
It's currently Will's turn. If you look at the clock, Sebastian has 8 minutes left and Will has 10. So Will is taking the upper hand in time. And if any of you could recall at the position here, this rook here is putting a lot of pressure here. This pawn right here is putting right now. But he's gonna definitely, this rook is definitely, but that should make, he could just go back and he's just fine. He also might try to, to him getting taken here, so he might not want that. But we'll see.
It's interesting. Pretty intense game.
Interesting position.
Right, thank you guys. Another great analysis from you two. As we see the game progress, Quinn, we have to wonder, what are they thinking?
I think Sebastian, he's really calm, cool, collected. He may be slightly down on time. He's actually down almost 2 minutes now, but I think he's still collected. He still is thinking through his moves, and I think he's trying to pin down Will. Will is up on time
Because last year that was what caused his downfall, so let's hope he can turn around this year and use it to help him.
Yeah, you know, the clock is a very important piece of chess. You know, you don't want to just ignore it because then you'll run out of time. But you also don't want to pay too much attention to it because more analysis now from Finn and Davis.
All right, here in New York, Sebastian opted to make a little trade here. He swapped off his knight for Will's bishop. And the important thing here is that Will's bishop, which was here, was defending this knight right here. But now this queen right here is attacking this knight. And it is going to be very hard for Will to defend that. He's definitely going to have to move that on his next turn because right now he has very little line of defense here. An important thing to note that he does have lined up, he has this piece, and this piece all lined up. They're all just battling. They're all just barreling down on this pawn right here. So that's definitely going to. You in the audience might be wondering what's kind of going on here. Will has definitely built like a fortress almost. He's got so many pieces just in this area, and this is his king right here. He's very safe. Sebastian is maybe a little less safe. You know, he hasn't swapped his piece. He hasn't castled yet, but that's kind of what's going on. You know, they're both very competitive.
Tell me, Finn, we've got a pretty balanced line of defense over here on Sebastian's side, but over here on our screen on the top, we've got a total wasteland here on Will's side. Could that come back to bite him later?
I think it's in some ways good for him, in some ways bad for him. This wasteland allows for very easy access for Will's pieces. They have a lot of freedom. Like he's not going to be running into his own pieces trying to make advancements in this position. But at the same time, as well as it's open for Will, it's also open for Sebastian. So you can see if Sebastian is able to, move his pieces over and bring them down. Will opted early. This was a conscious choice. He opted to go down a couple pieces early to get this this open space for which he could. But it's really hard to tell who it's going to actually end up benefiting. It's kind of what happens in these positions. But we'll see.
All right, thank you, Finn and Davis. All right, we do see Will Palmer's down one pawn right now, and that one pawn, it might just be a pawn.
All right, it's one pawn, but Will Palmer is up on time. Sebastian, I'm starting to think. I'm wondering when will he start to really view the time as a real threat? Does he think that he can checkmate Will before his 6 minutes are up, or is he thinking that he's going to have to start playing faster soon?
Yeah. So Quinn, one thing I've been learning how to play chess. Right, time is a very big factor. So let's see if Sebastian can turn around his clock and maybe try and beat Will. Will's really taking his time to think, so maybe that.
Me and Davis here know about these two players. Sebastian, we have found to be he's very good under time pressure. He could have a minute left and he can still just think super quickly, make a lot of good moves, right? And actually, one of the reasons I lost to him in the semifinals is because he thought we were both low on time, and he thought so much better under time pressure. So I don't think he's going to be worrying too much about the time right here. But just next to them, I think, because if you don't know, when you make it to the other side of the board, you can make a queen, which is the strongest piece. And that's going to be a central goal for both of these players here. And I think you're going to see Will try to fight to win this pawn, and Sebastian try to fight to win this pawn right here.
So for the right move, or do you think he's going to avoid castling completely?
I think he will. I think he will castle. Maybe not right now. I think he's definitely saving it as kind of a later game move. He doesn't really have any reason to yet. His king is. You've got all these pieces defending it. It's very safe. You could worry about potentially in the future, like some sort of pipe. This is not going to happen. But his some piece, that's not going to happen like this. But some piece could get down here and threaten it. But if that does happen, he can just castle and be 100% fine. But there is definitely, I would say, us in New York, no clear favorite to win into it, with maybe slight odds towards Sebastian. I know some people in the other room, I think Davis here, also thought Will had a very good chance, which I totally agree with. But right now, it's totally up in the air.
Thank you guys for that analysis. Quinn, I have a question for you. Have you ever played
Played Sebastian once. He beat me in probably less than a minute. So that just shows that he can play really fast when he needs to, but also cool and collected when he needs to, like he's doing now. As for Will, I played him many more times. He's beat me every single time, except there was one time where we were playing on his phone at Will & Co. Cafe, and I was winning the game, and then we were going to continue it later, and it somehow disappeared. So I don't know what that's about. And he's up on time, so he's in the complete driver's seat.
All right, and for me, I've played Will once, and it took about 30 seconds for me to lose. So there we are, as Will makes a move and sends the clock back Sebastian's way.
It's chess is just back and forth. Not just the clock, but also opponent makes, it influences what the move that you'll make. And like Finn and Davis were saying, both players have a strong fortification surrounding, have some of their pieces scattered about the board.
As I said, they're definitely starting to move towards this side of the board. There's a lot more open space here, and this is kind of, I think that the game will be won or lost in this section of the board rather than this section, because this is the part where you have these two pawns, which I think will be very important in this section of the board. But I mean, I think it's not exactly clear. I think Sebastian is definitely one of his. I think what he's trying to do right now is some final blow. And you will notice he castled. One of the benefits, he moved his king over here and moved his rook over. Something you can do. One of the benefits of this is now has something actually protecting it. Yep, as you can see, Sebastian's going to go right here and take this right back. But we'll wait for him to. Yep, as you can see, there we go.
Here, it hasn't really moved this here.
Yeah, I mean, he had this. His queen had been. I think it went maybe here earlier, but now that it's here, it's gonna. You're right. It's 100% gonna be putting pressure on these pieces here. He's gonna try to almost freeze these pawns here because they're not gonna be able to move because there's like they can't move. Yeah, because they're busy protecting the king. And you're definitely seeing a lot of Sebastian has a very silly on. Doesn't matter that much. What matters is if you. And like if Sebastian can make it out with one extra pawn, he's in a great position to maybe even win this. But I 100% do not count out Will yet. He's got a lot of threats with his queen. His king is very safe. I could actually expect him to maybe move his king forward, because his king is just so safe it could actually start to join the battle. And just one last thing. This is a very strong. Sebastian has complete control over this super long stretch of land with this bishop and this queen. He has a lot of strength. Yep. Oh, this is big.
They've gone for the queen trade.
They have traded queens. The queens are off the board. This could be big for Sebastian. I think in some ways it benefits Will, in some ways it benefits. So I would say we've officially entered the end stage of the game. The queens are gone. Each player has, each player has 5 pawns. So he did actually lose. You're going to see them both kind of shuffling these are their rooks. You're going to see them shuffling them around. They're going to be fighting for these 2 pawns. This is what the game's going to come down to. Because all of these pawns here, these 4 and these 4 are they're just like a wall. They're going to cancel each other out. But we're going to see if if whoever can take the other person's pawn here, I think at least, will win the game.
So it looks like
that is huge. I think because now there's no other pawn to stop this pawn. So Sebastian right now has a clean shot. It'll take 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, it looks like Will's traded some pawns.
Oh yeah. Here. Oh, this is big. So I would say this benefits Will because this rook here is not really, or sorry, this bishop here is not actually helping that much. Like it's just kind of like it's just facing into like nothing.
This bishop could possibly. Never mind.
Yeah. All right. So that's.
All right. Yep. Thank you, Finn and Davis, for that long analysis. So enter the end game, like Avengers. This is the make or break part of the game. Brady, what do you think?
Things he told me, and that was one of the main things I learned. You could tell they kind of started playing. At first, they were playing fast and making moves. Really, just tell a difference. we see a pretty much even clock. Sebastian's got about 20 seconds up, and he's taking it to think as the analysis room has some more to tell us.
All right, so this is going to be the first time I'm going to officially declare it. I believe that Sebastian is going to win. I think that this pawn right here is just too much for Will to overcome. He's going to have to commit so many. He's going to have to commit so much. He's probably going to have to move his king all the way over. It's just going to take too much time. But yeah, so right now I'm saying the odds are probably about -100 for Sebastian.
But what do you think if Will is able to take this pawn and not get his rook killed? You think he's still in it, right?
Oh, absolutely. The only problem is I don't really see a path for him to do that. I mean, Sebastian has now actually, I just realized Sebastian just won while we were gone. He won his bishop, so now he has a bishop and an extra. So he's up a bishop and a pawn. So that's huge.
So there's a huge lead for Sebastian.
I would actually switch it maybe to plus. So yeah, I mean, Will's rook is gonna definitely be a massive thorn in Sebastian's side. Oh, I think this is kind of, we're getting it. And just one last thing, time. Will is slightly down on time, but I don't think that's going to be the deciding factor.
So Will's going to have to make a huge comeback if he wants to take this trophy home.
And I wouldn't say it's 100% out of Will's grasp. He's a very strong player, and I've seen him come back from what I thought was absolutely impossible. So I would not count it out. But definitely right now Sebastian is the favorite, and he's looking like he will be the first person to ever win 2 Founders Cup chess tournaments.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Will at this moment. Though I will say, it's the end of the game. Less than 2 minutes left on each player's clock. Anything can happen. Sebastian, he could make a huge blunder, or he could just keep playing consistently how he has been doing and finish out this game with the victory. We now see Will's rook pressuring Sebastian's bishop.
As
I get into more of the inner depth of the strategy here. Sebastian's goal, his complete goal, is he wants this pawn.
What do you think? Here we go.
Exactly. He freed up this king was here, the pawn was here. He's freeing it up.
But now he's.
No, Sebastian's going to promote. And I'm saying it. I think it's game over. I mean, now Sebastian's going to move over. Yep. And
now Will has just one pawn.
Yep, Will has 1 pawn against Sebastian's rook and 2 pawns.
This is really a losing game for Will.
I bet she's going to probably play here just to win, just to finish off. Yep, just finish off the pawn.
All right, let's just take it over then for the final stretch.
Finn and Davis. Yeah, we have a minute left on Sebastian's clock and 30 seconds left on Will's clock. I think Sebastian's going to be able to checkmate Will in his time that he has. He's a full minute. That's a lot of time for chess players. They can move plexes and fast decisions. We see Sebastian now. He's going for a second queen, it looks like, with his pawn, while he just keeps Will's king perpetually in check. And yeah, there we see it. Sebastian has gotten his second queen to get his name on the trophy twice. I mean, I don't want to be premature, but it's looking.
You got to call it when you see it, and unfortunately, that's what it's looking like right now. But hey, both great chess players, and that will be it here at the Founders Cup. And it was a great one.
That was a very well-fought game, and here we have President of the Chess Club, Jack Aisi, presenting the Founders Cup. And it looks like he has some words to say.
All right, Sebastian, how are you feeling?
White gloves like the Stanley Cup.
We're not live.
Okay. How are you feeling before the match? Okay. We do another question? Okay. How was your confidence throughout the match?
Throughout the match, Will played extremely well, so the confidence was not all too high.
All right. You made?
All moves were good. Will made one little mistake, and that's what ended the game.
Wrap up our presentation of the 3rd annual Founders Cup Championship. Thank you to Finn, Andran, and Davis White for our analysis, and thank you for all of the players and fans who watched today.
Finn, it's been a good one.
I'm Quinn.
And I'm Brady, and we'll see you guys next year.
See you next year.